Good morning or night. I am Ilian Pangan from EM6, and this video is about tillings and tessellations in architecture. So what is a tilling or tessellation? A tilling or tessellation is a repeating pattern which is oftentimes symmetrical. They can vary from simple patterns to complex patterns. In its simplest definition, a tilling is the decomposition of a whole into little pieces. You could think of this like how you would imagine a puzzle. Small pieces going into the correct spots or locations, making up one big piece or big thing. In mathematics, a tilling is a compilation of parts of a plane which covers up the entire plane without leaving any gaps or overlapping with each other. They are usually made up of shapes or polygons. Tessellation is made up of tiles or topological disks, which means it is a single piece without any holes or lines. The shape that gets repeated is called a motif. So we have different kinds of tessellations. We have the regular tessellation, which is composed of basic shapes that have equal angles and equal sides. There are only three regular tessellations. We have the square, equilateral triangle, and regular hexagon. For regular tessellations, the sum of the interior angles must always equal a divisor of 360 degrees. Excuse me. So why are there only three regular tessellations? For this, we could make a theorem and a proof. So our theorem is that there are only three regular tessellations, namely the squares, equilateral triangles, and regular hexagons. Next up, so now we make our proof. We know that the angle sum of a polygon with p sides is equal to 180 times p minus 2. Through this, we know that each interior angle of a regular polygon is 180 times p minus 2 over p. And the number of polygons meeting at a point is q, which gives us 180 times p minus 2 over p times q is equal to 360. When simplified, we can turn it into pq minus 2q is equal to 2p. And we can add 4 to both sides to make it p minus 2 times q minus 2 is equal to 4. This makes the only possible values for p and q 4 and 4 for squares, 3 and 6 for equilateral triangles, or 6 and 3 for regular hexagons. So next, we have semi-regular tessellations. These are simply tessellations that combine two or more regular polygons with equal side lengths. They must also have a common vertex, and each vertex must have the same polygon pattern around it. There are only 8 semi-regular tessellations. So in these pictures, you can see they're just combinations of the regular tessellations and regular polygons. Next up, we have the demi-regular tessellations. These are composed of two or three polygon combination patterns. They always contain two vertices, and this type of tessellation has no clear definition, as some mathematicians don't even consider it a tessellation because of these uh, it accepts polygons that have curves or aren't pointed, yeah, like the circles. Because of these, some mathematicians don't consider it a tessellation. We also have non-regular tessellations. These also cause problems for mathematicians because this type of tessellation has no restrictions for the arrangement of polygons around the vertices, and it has no restrictions for the shapes of the polygons it uses. There are supposedly infinitely many non-regular tessellations. These tend to be the ones artists and architects use for the patterns they have. So now we go on to tessellations in architecture. Throughout history, tessellations can be seen in different parts of the world. Tessellations have been found to date back to 4000 BC. They were commonly used in Muslim architecture, here, this is an example, and even in Greek mosaics. This is a floor mosaic. Muslims, sorry, some of the most unique tessellations are found in Muslim art and architecture created during the Middle Ages. I encircled here the tessellation. They're inside the red circle. And then Muslims are naturally attracted to tessellations because of the geometric shapes. Since in Islam, they don't allow the representation of living objects in art. It's one of the reasons Allah has never been or is rarely has as a portrayal in media. One of the earliest known documentations of tessellations was in 1619 by Johannes Kepler. But the most famous contributor to tessellations was Moritz Cornelis Escher, or better known as MC Escher. He was a Dutch artist, and he didn't have a proper mathematics and science training, yet he was still respected by many different mathematicians, scientists, and crystallographers. He is commonly known as the father of tessellations and known for his impossible drawings, which use vanishing points and his diminishing tessellations. Tessellations existed before him, but he was the one who mainly popularized them to the made them more common. So here's an example. This is one of the places that has. This is a Muslim fortress that has is known for having a lot of tessellations in its architecture. The Alhambra, also known as Islamic Jewel of Granada, is a fortress used by the Nasrid dynasty as their military base. It's widely known for their many tessellations inside the building, and in this image, we can see here that they used demi-regular tessellations on the wall, and on the left, they just used a regular tessellation. You can see that it's just hexagons in the doorway to the left. There's also the British Museum. I was actually lucky enough to visit this museum in real life, and at the time, I didn't know what tessellations were, so it was nice to find out. The roof is made entirely of glass triangles, which would make it a regular tessellation. But since if we looked at it at 2D, it would be a regular tessellation. But right now, but in real life, it's actually a 3D tessellation, and the triangles manipulate the glass to look curved, to give it a curve. In real life, it's a 3D tessellation. Lastly, we have the Louvre. Similar to the British Museum, each face of this pyramid follows regular tessellations, which are glass triangles. 2D, if we can see it as 2D, but inside, as you go inside or change the perspective, it becomes a 3D tessellation. So this is my original output for the project. It's a demi-regular tessellation, and it's a 44 by 65 block wide build in Minecraft. I made this in Minecraft. Yeah, thank you. These are my source references. Okay, thank you for watching.